On-site coverage of the Precious Metals Summit is brought to you by Borealis Mining.
Hello, welcome back. We're on day 3 and I'm with the legendary Rob McEwen, founder of McEwen Inc. Rob, good to be with you again.
Great to see you, Peter. Thank you.
We had a catch up this time last year at Beaver Creek, sitting in the same place. How have things gone over the last year for you and the company?
Well, I think like the whole industry, there's a smile on everybody's face right now because the prices are higher. But our operations have stabilized and we have plans. We got a lot on the horizon. We've been exploring and getting good exploration results. We'll be coming out with a preliminary pre-feasibility in the first quarter of next year for our Timmins operation, our Fox complex. And we're looking over the next 4 or 5 years of increasing production there by 70%.
Nice.
And pulling some really nice grades there. Our cost of finding an ounce was $70 last year in Timmins, in the Fox complex. Down in Nevada, where we have our Gold Bar property, our cost of finding an ounce was $15.
Yeah, it's a bit easier down there, isn't it? Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes. So all that's going well. If you looked at McEwen, we changed the name from McEwen Mining to McEwen Inc. Earlier this year. And that was just to give us greater latitude in terms of what we could get into.
Yep.
We have a process for treating certain types of difficult ores that we hope to be launching a little later this year. Our copper project was going to a feasibility study. That'll be out at the end of October. And that's the 9th largest undeveloped copper deposit in the world. So, and we're looking at that we could conceivably see that in production in 2030.
Wow.
With 400 million pounds of copper cathode a year with a life of possibly up to 55 years. So
Yeah,
it's
pretty impressive, yeah.
with a profit margin, 60-65%.
No.
So all of that, and if you look at McEwen, there's basically 3 asset classes. There's a 46% interest in the copper. There's a portfolio of 5 royalties, the biggest being one on the copper project, 1.25. And then our gold assets, and we've come up with a high and a low value for these assets. And if you get, we're still below the low end of that value. Of course, it's management's perspective, so we might be optimistic.
Yeah.
But it would be
Yeah.
a 45% move from where we are today, and the high would be 4.5x of where we are today.
Wow. Okay. How in terms of the gold business, how much, especially with gold prices like this, how much of a renewed focus does that? Because obviously the copper project, when we've spoken in the past, has been an emerging focus for you. Really, it's such a unique and sizable opportunity. How are you sort of managing, sort of growing that gold business at the moment? Obviously, you're talking about the exploration side there.
Oh,
Are you also looking at sort of M&A opportunities? Are you looking at? I'm just trying to work out the strategy of growth for the gold side.
well, we've always wanted to be a producer of more than 300,000 ounces a year.
Yeah.
So organically and through M&A. So last August, we bought a small exploration company called Timberline.
Yep.
And they had a number of properties. The principal one we were attracted to was 30 miles away from Gold Bar. And we thought there's synergies there because we have that operating base. We're exploring there right now. They had a resource, but it wasn't 43-101. So we've been drilling it. We're finding consistency in the ore. We did get one grade that in our drilling recently, we found a new fault zone that surprised us. It was a little beyond where we had this resource developing, but it was particularly high grade, very short interval of about 1.2 meters, but it was 50 grams gold, 782 grams silver,
Wow.
15% lead, and 2.5% or 15% zinc and 2.5% lead. So that's equivalent to 1.8 ounces of gold.
Yeah.
So a new zone, that's excitement. There was another property that came with the package called 7 Troughs. and it was mined in the early 1900s. It got down to about 1,000 feet, and water stopped. They couldn't go any lower because of the water. In those days, they didn't have the pumps that worked. But its average production was 1.2 ounces per ton.
Wow.
So we're in there, just started to drill. We've done reconnaissance. There's good grade at surface. So there's some excitement there. And then at our Fox complex, we have 200 million at one area, gray fox. And the stock, we're driving a ramp right down, and we're going to be getting rid of we're moving, and we're going to get rid of a stream that has been costing us, it's an 8% stream.
I remember you talking about this last year.
Oh, it's a horrible thing.
Yeah.
But we were selling gold at less than $800 for 8%, you know, and so we'll say goodbye to that. And
How can you get rid of that stream?
we just stopped producing from that area.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine.
So all that, and you have the copper. The copper, yeah, it's large, but the gold's coming along. We have bought some properties, just getting back to M&A additions to our property in Fox, and we're still looking. Because when you look at the market, although gold's up and the seniors have started to move, the juniors are still in negative territory.
Yep.
And so there's some attractive opportunities to gain some size there.
I especially see that in Nevada. You look around and you see like new entrants like Borealis come in. I know you're a shareholder of that. You look at what IAT are doing. There has been some M&A there as well. I think Borealis bought the San project, and you're starting to see a little bit more activity in that region. I think Equinox just divested one of their assets in Nevada as well. That's heating up, and I'm just wondering, is there still the opportunity for you to, now that it is starting to heat up and the gold price is right, is there still an opportunity for you to do M&A in Nevada, or is it more now focused on the exploration side?
I'd say there's still opportunity there. I mean, yes, we've seen the price of gold go up and everybody's share prices are rising, but that's on a relative basis. You could still cut a deal there and not feel like you're damaging your balance sheet and income statement.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Kelly Malcolm, founder and CEO of Borealis Mining. We're reigniting gold production in Nevada, one of the world's most attractive mining jurisdictions. Our flagship Borealis project is 100% owned and fully equipped for production today, with power, water, workforce, permits, and even a modern ADR facility already in place. We've started crushing high-grade stockpiles, and our first gold pour is just around the corner. Historically, Borealis produced over 600,000 ounces of gold, yet much of our 21 square mile land package remains unexplored, with nearly 2 million ounces of historical resources and past drill results up to 67 meters at 16 grams per ton. The upside here is tremendous. But Borealis is just the beginning. Through acquisitions like our nearby Sandman project, with a strong PEA showing 35,000 to 40,000 ounces per annum and $121 million NPV at $1,800 gold, we're building a hub-and-spoke model designed to deliver scale and efficiency. Our vision is bold, to grow into a greater than 100,000 ounce per year Nevada powerhouse within the next 5 years. With a proven team, strong shareholder support, including mining legends Rob McEwen and Eric Sprott as major backers, and multiple catalysts ahead, we're positioned for both near-term cash flow and long-term growth. Follow our journey at borealismining.com or connect with us at info@borealismining.com.
Just moving on to the copper projects, how much does sort of the new political things going on in the country sort of spur you on to really try and progress this project as soon as possible?
With the new president, President Millet introduced a program to incentivize large foreign investment in mining and in oil and gas. It's significant. It's reducing the tax rate from 35 to 25%. It's permitting, removing the exchange controls, allowing you to dividend. It's if you have a problem or a disagreement with the government, in the past you had to go through arbitration in the courts in Argentina. This provision allows you to go outside the country. So to go to a major financial center and do your arbitration there. So that's a huge change. And the government is very clearly wanting to promote mining. They see what happened in Chile, has happened in Chile, and they're going, that became a major mining country. And Argentina has many of the same resources, but it's been more agricultural and manufacturing. And here they see a way of increasing employment, increasing corporate taxation revenues. And
Yeah. Well, I've even been saying, even to people with projects in the United States, obviously now that you've got this Trump administration who are sort of easing the permitting pathways and whatnot, I mean, you've got a 5-year window here that you're pretty certain if you can get to a build-ready stage, you'll probably be able to build it.
yes.
Is that sort of the way you're sort of feeling with the Malay government at the moment? Do you almost feel like, okay, we've got a really good opportunity here to get this thing into production. We've got a supportive government. We've got a strong market conditions. Let's really just now push on and get this into production as soon as possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
We think the feasibility will be out end of October. We have to do engineering for 2 years, make a final investment decision, start early construction in late 26, and by late 29, early 30, hopefully be in production.
And what does that, do you think, in terms of the forecast? You said there 48% of it.
46.
46, sorry. What does that do in terms of the I know it's quite forward-looking, but in terms of how that changes the McEwen business, how significant is that moving out towards the end of the decade?
We would have a much larger valued asset in our portfolio. It would be, you'd probably get a holding company discount there, so you wouldn't get the full value. But right now you could basically buy a share of our company and you get the copper and the golds for free.
Yeah.
Or you could get the gold and the coppers for free. If you were to look, there was a big deal BHP did with Lundin Mining, and that's on properties in the same province. They're a little bit north, maybe 100, 200 kilometers north of where we are, but all on the border with Chile. We are at a lower altitude than either of them. The top end of Filo, which is one of the deposits, it's base camp Everest. So it comes with operating difficulties and just people being able to be comfortable up there. We're closer to infrastructure, major roads, power. We're going to be building a heap leach as opposed to a conventional mill. So we about a third of the capital, so much lighter capital intensity. And you can look at it and say, well, their resource number, we're 1/2 of their resources. And based on our last financing, our implied value of our copper is $984 million. So that's less than 1/4 of the 4.5. And we're looking to take the copper public. And when we do the IPO, I think there's room in there for improvement over where we headed. And the whole purpose of putting the copper out there was to give it visibility. People were looking at the problems we had operating earlier and saying, well, how are you going to finance this heavy capital investment? And I said, well, let's push it out here, fund it. We've raised $450 million for that asset already, attracted global players, the 6th largest car manufacturer, Stellantis, 2nd largest mining company, Rio, as our 2nd and 3rd largest shareholders behind ourselves. And so when you get those in there, it's lifted the profile, and this just makes that value, once you go public, that more defined.
Yeah, of course, because you actually put a number on it.
And if we want to, I mean, at some point we want to do some secondary issuance, and it's a source of financing and balance sheet assets that you could borrow off.
I wonder as well, just looking forward, obviously you will have eventually a big capex number that you'll have to finance. How much of, and I guess with dilution in mind from the McEwen shareholders, how much of the property are you sort of hoping that you'll be able to hold on to by the time it is in production? Are you going to be using some of your cash flow from McEwen to put into this?
We have done that.
Yeah.
And we probably will continue doing some of that.
Okay.
I think it's important to maintain that interest. We did look at trying to spin it out, but there were tax complications that unfortunately frustrated that.
Okay.
So, but we do have a royalty, so we thought as our equity interest goes down, we still have a tag on the revenue stream.
Right.
I mean, you're at $400 million pounds of cathode, you're looking at about a $2 billion revenue. And if you had 65% gross profit margin,
Yeah.
it's going to generate a lot of cash for a long time.
Yeah, well, you just said 55 years potentially, and the royalty that you have on the asset within McEwen, what's that, 1%, 2%?
1.25%.
Okay.
So based on the PEA numbers, that would generate over $400 million over the first 20 years.
What, for McEwen?
Yes.
Wow, that's quite incredible already, isn't it?
It is,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It is. So you were just talking about a new technology for processing material. Is that something going on in the background, or is that quite an important future aspect?
It's in the background right now,
Yeah.
but I think it has good potential in certain parts of the world.
Okay, interesting. This time next year, where do you think we're going to be with McEwen?
Oh, well, we'll have the PFS out at Fox in the first half, first quarter. We'll have more exploration results. We'll have updated resource for our Fox complex. We'll have it in Gold Bar in Nevada. There should be one coming out of our San Jose joint venture with Hochschild. They're building cash. They're a big silver gold producer. And Los Azules, we might even have gone public with that.
Okay, interesting. I would like to ask you as well, obviously you've been in the industry quite a long time. You've seen multiple cycles within mining. What's your current view on the cycle that we're in at the moment in terms of where we are with the gold run that we're seeing, the silver run, the copper run? Is this, I talk to a lot of people, and some people say we're almost in uncharted territory. We haven't really seen anything like this given what's going on geopolitically, but at the same time, mining is slightly cyclical, and there are some comparisons. I just wonder in your mind sort of where we are at the moment.
We have seen this before.
Yeah.
It has happened before. And it's very exciting when it goes. Mining stocks as a group represent about 1% of the global equity investment. And in the past, they've been well over 10%. What we're seeing now, I'm getting people calling up, friends and associates, saying, could you tell me something about gold? They know I've been in gold for a long time, but they paid no attention to it at all. But the price movements right now are causing people to go, oh, isn't that interesting? I mean, if you looked at gold versus the Dow, it's outperformed over the last 2-3 years. Gold is 70% higher than the Dow.
I know, it's crazy.
And when you look at when the gold market starts moving, it's a cascading effect. I mean, the gold price goes up, the seniors' treasuries start filling up, the investment bankers start appearing and offering money, which they couldn't sell a product before when it was low. And it goes to the intermediates, and then the juniors are able to finance. And we're in a situation where the seniors have come and they tried to get rid of all their high-cost operations, selling them off. The latest is Barrick just selling Hemlo for $1 billion, or Newmont selling the Porcupine assets. So they've cut off their development pipeline, and their treasuries are swelling with money right now. And they're saying, the shareholders say, well, where's your growth?
Yeah.
So they're going to be reaching down to the intermediates and the juniors. And so the starting gun has already gone off, and you're starting to see M&A. You'll see a lot more attention just with Tech and Anglo, that type of deal. The numbers throwing around there are big numbers.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll start attracting money from the tech market because they're seeing it's moving now. And so if you looked at past cycles, I felt that the seniors, their run, you could get a double digit, add 2 zeros to the performance. But the juniors are 3 or 4 zeros to the performance.
Yeah.
And that's where I've focused for quite a while. It's just, this is an area that's been overlooked, underinvested in, and very attractive if you're patient. And it's not going to go in a straight line. It'll have some corrections. But, I mean, there's some fabulous runs that are just out there to happen.
No.
I think I can look at, I think I mentioned our 3 pillars. I see a 45% or a 4.5x if we got to our high-low valuations just in McEwen without adding to it.
Incredible. All right, Rob, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Peter.
Cheers.
Cheers.